I got it.
Okay. Can you see my face?
There's a bit of a delay, but I see you.
Awesome. All right, guys, we'll get started in just a few seconds. You might want to grab a block and maybe a cushion underneath of your knees if you want to. It's up to you. And we're just gonna start in a comfortable cross-legged seated position. So this is where you might want your block for underneath of your seat. So I'll just give you a moment here to find a comfortable seat, find any sort of blocks that you might need. If we haven't met before, my name's Kim, and I look forward to guiding you through your practice. So, I hope everybody can hear me. And if not, just let me know. So, we're in this comfortable seat here, getting any sort of wiggles that you need out. Sitting nice and tall if you can. And if it feels comfortable for you, closing your eyes. Taking a really big inhale here. And a slow, long exhale out of your mouth. And we'll take two more like this. So take as big of an inhale as you possibly can. Maybe another sip of air. And exhale it out of your mouth. Last one like this. Take as big of an inhale as you can. Take as many sips as you need. Exhale it out of your mouth. And let's just get settled on our mats. Continuing to deepen your breath. And with every inhale that you take, maybe discovering a new spot in your body. And with every exhale, maybe relaxing it. So working your way down your face, inhaling. And just relaxing your face, your jaw, separating your teeth. Inhaling down through your neck and your shoulders. And exhaling to soften. Moving down through your torso. Feeling your chest, your belly expand with every inhale that you take. And soften on the exhale. Moving down through your hips. Moving down through your legs. Inhaling to discover. And exhaling to soften. Moving down to your toes, maybe giving them a little wiggle. And then slowly moving your way back up your body, sending breath, awareness, or love to any spots that might need them. Noticing if your hands are on your thighs, are you clenching anything? Can you relax your fingers? Moving all the way up your body, back up to the top of your head. And as always, if there is an intention that you'd like to set for your practice this evening, go ahead and set it by repeating it to yourself in your head 3 times. And taking as big of an inhale to acknowledge it, and a slow, long exhale out of your mouth to let it out into the universe. Bring some slow movement back into your body. Whatever movement feels organic, feels good for you. And then slowly blink your eyes open. Now let's just begin by moving our arms. So on your next inhale, can you inhale your arms up and overhead? And on your exhale, just let it go. Inhale, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, let it go. Last one like this, inhale, arms come up. This time on your exhale, can you bring your left hand over top of your right knee? Right hand comes onto your sacrum or the small of your back, and inhale, lengthen your spine. On your exhale, slowly twist to the right. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, twisting more if you can. Last one like this, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Coming back to center on your inhale, arms come up. Then right hand rests on top of your left knee. Left hand comes onto your sacrum. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Two more like that. Inhale, lengthen. Exhaling to twist. Last one if you can. Inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, find your max. It might not be that much right now. We're still warming up. For two. Inhale, come back to center, arms come up. Now on your exhale, can you interlace your hands behind your back, noticing which thumb goes on top? On your inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades in together, palms come down, fists come down, gaze looks up. And then on your exhale, let's bring our fists, our hands over to our right hips. So they're outside our right hips right now. My cat is just coughing up a hairball, so if you hear something in the background, that's what it is. On your inhale, let's lengthen. And then on your exhale, just bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Feel that stretch. So the reason why your hands are on your right hip is so that we can bring that left shoulder down. Breathe for two. And then inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, let's interlace our hands one more time. This time the opposite thumb comes on top, squeezing your shoulder blades in together. And then we're just going to transfer our fists over towards our left hip. We're going to inhale and lengthen, and exhale, drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Finding that stretch in your neck, your shoulder, and breathing for two. And one. Let's go ahead and inhale our arms up one last time. Exhale, interlace your hands behind your back, however you want to. Squeeze your shoulder blades. And this time, maybe you squeeze them, core engages. Maybe you drop your fists down towards the mat. Find an opening in your chest for a count of 3, 4, 2. Let it go. And let's just shake everything out that needs shaking out. From here, let's go ahead and bring our hands back onto our knees. Inhale, straighten out your spine. And on your exhale, let's find a cat back. So bring your chin towards your chest, round your spine. And then inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades in together. Chest looks up, gaze looks up. Finding a cat here. And then your cow on your inhale. Last one. And a cow. Good. Coming back to neutral. And then let's start to circle our hips. So we're just making circles with our torso, maybe making them slightly bigger and bigger and bigger. And then stopping at the top, let's go ahead and change the direction. So whatever direction we were doing the first time, let's do the second direction. Making them bigger and bigger. Last one. Awesome. Shake out anything that you need shaking out. Let's all meet in a downward facing dog. So you're opening up your fingers nice and wide, pressing them out away from you, finding the four corners of your palms, lifting your hips nice and high in the air, finding length in your spine. If that means you need to bend your knees for now, go ahead and do that. And then finding length in the backs of your legs. Notice what that feels like. Core's engaged. If you want to walk your dog out, go ahead and do so.
If you want to swing your hips from side to side, go ahead and do so. If you want to say yes or no with your head, again, go ahead and do so. On your inhale, can you come into a plank? And exhale into your downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Coming forward into your plank. And then finding a still dog for a count of 3. For a count of 2. And at the end of your next exhale, go ahead and bend your knees. Look to your hands and step, walk or hop forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, find your flat back, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up towards the sky. And bring your hands into your heart center. Sun salutation A. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Coming into your flat back on the inhale. And bending your knees, planting your palms. Let's step back into our plank. Hold this plank if you'd like to. If you want to move forward onto your toes and lower down any amount, go ahead and do so. Inhale, find a cobra or an upward facing dog. And on your exhale, bring your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. You have the option of holding here, or you can open your hands so that they're more than shoulder width apart. If you're opening up your hands so they're more than shoulder width apart, put a slight bend in your knees and look forward. Exhale, bend your elbows out, so downward dog push up. Inhale it back up. 2 more, exhale, opening up your chest. And coming back up. Last one like that. Bringing it up. Bringing your hands back to that shoulder distance apart. If you move them, bending your knees, looking to your hands. Step, walk or hop forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, come into a flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Root into your feet as you rise all the way up. On your exhale, interlace your hands behind your back. Note which thumb is on top. Squeeze your shoulder blades in together. Move your arms away from your back. On your exhale, fold forward. Arms come up and overhead. Releasing those arms onto your shins. Press into your flat back. And then bend your knees, plant your palms, come back into your plank. Either staying here or lowering down any amount. Inhale, find a back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog, hold here. Or open up your palms, open up your hands. Find those push-ups for 2 and 1. If your hands are more than shoulder width apart, bring them back. Bend your knees, look to your hands, step, walk or hop forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, come into your flat back to lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Root into your feet as you inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale, interlace your hands behind your back the opposite way. Squeeze your shoulder blades in together, move your hands away from your back. Exhale, fold forward. Unclasp your hands, inhale, find your flat back. And then exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, come back into your plank. When you're ready to, lowering down any amount. Finding your back bend. And then your downward facing dog. We're holding here. Finding your breath. For 3. For 2. Bend your knees, look to your hands, come forward to the front of your mat. As we inhale into our flat back. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, sweep your arms up towards the sky. Last one, let's do a regular one. Exhale, come forward in your forward fold. Finding your flat back on the inhale. And then your plank, however you want to get there. Again, staying here, meeting in down dog, or taking your flow. It is up to you. Coming into your back bend when you're ready. And then your downward facing dog, holding here. Breathing into it. That's 3. That's 2. Bending your knees, look to your hands, step, walk or hop forward to the front of your mat. Coming into your flat back on the inhale. Folding forward on your exhale. Inhaling to sweep your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center and down by your side. Good. Let's bring our feet to not hip distance apart. Bring them in together to touch the insides of your feet. Find the 4 corners of your toes. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, bend your knees, sink your buttocks over the ground. Inhale, come into your chair pose. So your knees come behind your toes. Your weight is in your heels. Right hand comes onto your sacrum. Left hand comes onto the outside of your right thigh. Can you inhale, lengthen? And twist, keeping your knees together, twisting from the ribs. For 2. Inhale it back up. Other side, right hand comes onto your left thigh, left hand comes onto your sacrum. Inhale, lengthen. And twist. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, interlace your hands behind your back. So open up your chest towards the sky. Press your palms down, your hands down. Inhale. On your exhale, fold forward. Release your hands to come into a flat back. Bend your knees, plant your palms, come back into your plank. Take your flow if you want to, or find your downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, that's 3. Inhaling. Exhaling for 2. Inhale. Exhale, that's 1. On your next inhale, bring your right leg up towards the sky. Bend your knee, and let's send that foot forward in between your hands. Left knee comes onto your towel or onto the mat. Automatically bring that right foot back. Bring your left thigh forward. Find that scissoring motion. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Can you bend into your right knee a little bit more? Find that hip flexor stretch. For 3, 2. Right hand comes down, left arm comes forward, simple twist. Stay here, or your hands come into your heart center in prayer. Left elbow hooks outside of your right thigh, come into your prayer twist. If you want to open your book up, your right hand can come up, your left hand can come down, breathe. For 3, 2, hands come back into prayer. And then let's come back into center, arms come up towards the sky. On your exhale, right hand comes down, maybe taps your left heel as you open up your chest towards the sky. Breathe. For 2. Right hand comes up. Exhale, bring them back onto the floor. Lift your left knee up. Walk your hands over to the left, pivoting your feet as you go until you find the back of your mat. Right knee comes onto the floor. Automatically, left foot comes back, right thigh comes forward. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. On your exhale, bend deeply into your left knee. Take an inhale here. And an exhale. One more, inhale. Left arm comes down and back, right arm comes forward. Find your simple twist. Holding here if you want. Bringing your hands into prayer if you want to. And then if you want to hook the outside of your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh, go ahead. Again, finding that twist, so maybe you find your thumbs in your sternum, so that breastbone. And again, if you want to open up your book, please feel free. Breathe. That's 3, 2. Inhale, come back into prayer. Arms reach up. Can you reach your left arm back behind you? Maybe finding your heels. Right arm comes up, chest comes up. Breathe. 3, 2. Left arm reaches up. Exhale, bring it down. Let's curl the back toes under. Lift that back knee, find a plank. Come right into your downward facing dog or take your flow. So this is where your block might come handy when you are ready. Can you bring your left leg up towards the sky? Bend your knee and bring that foot in between your hands. Circling your back heels so that it's at about 2 o'clock. Pressing into that back leg, left knee comes right over top of your left ankle. When you're ready, inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Maybe bringing your hands in together, but if you feel like your chest is popping up if your hands are together, bring them out. That's okay. It doesn't really matter. We're just breathing here. For 2. Straighten out your left leg. Hands come onto your hips. Again, bring your left hip back and your right hip forward. And inhale, lengthen out your front body. On your exhale, come forward, maybe halfway. Hand can come onto your thigh. If your hands are on your thigh, they'll bring a slight micro bend into your knees if you're not hyperextending that knee. On your inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, maybe your hands come to the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, find your max, hold your max. For a count of 3. For a count of 2. Inhale, come into a flat back. This is where the block might be handy if you have one, or even placing your right hand outside of your left thigh. From here, hand is either on the block or the outside of your thigh. Left hand comes onto your sacrum. Find that twist, so left shoulder is over top of your right. Can you inhale your left hand up towards the sky? Holding here. If you feel like you can even let go and bring your right hand up and overhead, go ahead and do that. Breathe. For a count of 3. For a count of 2. Now everybody, use the strength of your core to bring your right hand up. Left arm comes down your leg. Breathe. Reverse exalted triangle for 3. For 2. Left arm comes up. Bend into your left knee. Hands find the floor. Can you walk over to the right? Walk your feet and walk your hands over to the right until you find that same stance on the other side. So now your right knee bends over top of your ankle. Your left foot is angled to about 10 o'clock. On your inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. So again, bring your right hip back, bring your left hip forward. Maybe your hands come together to touch if that's okay for your shoulders, but if you find that you are digging into your mid back, lower back, go ahead and release that. 3, 2. Let's go ahead and bring our hands onto our hips. You might need to walk in just a little bit as you bring your right hip back, your left hip forward. Inhale, lengthen out your front body. On your exhale, come down halfway. So again, hands can rest on your thigh. If you're doing that, put a micro bend in your knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Maybe hands come onto the floor. Inhale, lengthen. And find your max. For a count of 3. For a count of 2. On your inhale, lengthen. Left hand can either come onto a block or come onto the outside part of your right leg. Right hand finds your sacrum as you find a twist here. So right shoulder comes over top of your left. Maybe your right hand comes up towards the sky. And then maybe you release that left hand up and overhead. Breathe. That's 3. I'm feeling my right bum, my right IT band for 2. And then everybody use the strength of your core to bring your left arm up. Right arm comes down your leg, exalted reverse triangle. Breathe. That's 3. 4, 2. Right arm comes back up. Bend into your right knee, hands find the floor. Take your vinyasa or come in to your downward facing dog. Inhaling for 1. And exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling for 2. Inhaling here. Exhaling for 3. On your next inhale, right leg comes up. You bend your knee and go ahead and bring it forward in between your hands. Pivot your back foot so that it's parallel to the back of the mat. And let's come on up to standing. We're gonna find our triangle. So your right arm's gonna come forward and your left arm's gonna come back. We are gonna keep both sides of our bodies nice and long. As you bring your right hip back, can you reach your right hip forward? So we're reaching and reaching and reaching and reaching and reaching until we can't reach anymore. Then we're just gonna drop our hand wherever it lands. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. So find that length. Maybe you tuck your back toe under if you feel this in your back tail under if you feel this in your lower back. We're breathing for 2. Let's bring your left hand onto your left hip. Right hand is anywhere on your leg as you go ahead and bend into your right knee. Can you place your hand on the big toe side of your foot or on a block? Left arm reaches up towards the sky. So not supported Parsvakonasana, but just regular Parsvakonasana. Can you turn your palm to look to behind you and place the outside of your left hand on the outside of your right hip? Hold here. Maybe you find a bind by releasing your right hand up off the floor and bringing it underneath of your thigh. Finding your fingers maybe. If you found your fingers and you're down towards the ground, can you lift your right shoulder past your thigh? And then maybe if it's available for you, you straighten out your front leg. Only if it's available. We're breathing. If the hamstrings are feeling good. For 2. If your leg is straight, go ahead and bend it. Release your hand. Right hand comes onto the ground. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. Bring that left hand down as you go ahead and walk your hands over to the left to come into triangle on this side. So back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Come up to standing. From here, let's go ahead and reach our left hand forward. Our hips come back. When you feel like you can't reach anymore, go ahead and find your version of triangle. So however high up your leg or down your leg you are, it doesn't matter. We're just keeping our side bodies long. We're keeping our chest open for a count of 3. For a count of 2. And then let's bring our right hand onto our right hip. Left hand is anywhere on our leg that we're reaching. We're bending into that left knee. Left hand can find a block or the floor. If you're here, go ahead and bring your right hand up towards the sky. Let's pivot our palms so it's looking behind us, bringing the outside of your right hand to the outside of your left hip. Hold here. We're finding an opening in the shoulders. And then maybe you release your left hand up off the floor. You find a bind underneath of your left thigh. And then you go ahead and lift your shoulders, your left shoulder off your left knee. Straightening out that leg if that's okay for you, but if it's not, that's okay. We're just breathing here. And holding for a count of 3. For a count of 2. Putting that bend back into your leg if you have it. Releasing your left hand onto the ground. Your right arm up towards the sky. Bringing it back down. Kick out through your right heel. Take your flow or come in to your downward facing dog. Once you're in your downward facing dog, taking the breaths that you need to. Slowing down your breath if it's coming fast. Maybe evening out your breath if it's really jagged. One more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Can you bring your left leg up towards the sky? Bend your knee. And bring it forward in between your hands. We're kicking out through that right heel. We're gonna come into our high lunge. So on your inhale, when you're ready to, go ahead and bring your arms up towards the sky. From here, right hand comes outside of your left thigh. Left hand comes on to your sacrum. Hold here if that feels okay. If you want to bring your hands into prayer, go ahead and do so. If you want to lean forward here and bring the outside part of your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh, go ahead. Maybe using that push-pull of your elbow and your thigh to bring your thumb towards your sacrum. And then maybe opening up your book. Kick out through that back heel if you're feeling wobbly, breathing. 3, 2. Now, if that's okay for you, use the strength of your core, or bring your right hand up. Bring your left arm down your right thigh. Breathe here. 3, 2. Both hands come up, chest looks forward. Exhale, interlace your hand behind your back. Note which thumb is on top. Squeeze your shoulder blades in together. Press them away from you. Exhale, lean forward. Lean forward, lean forward, lean forward. If you want to hop your right foot forward, go ahead and do so. If you want to find a warrior 3 here, go ahead and do so. We're holding here for 3. We are breathing here for 2. And at the end of your next exhale, weight is in your left heel. Can you bend your left knee, finding your lunge? Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands to the floor. Walk your hands into center. Hold here. I'm going to turn around because this is not a good sight for you guys. Okay, so your hands are in center. Both feet are parallel to the short edges of your mat. Can you inhale and lengthen? And exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold all the way down. Put a slight bend in your knees and bring the weight into your toes. From here, can you push your sit bones all the way towards the sky? If you want to hold the outsides of your feet, you can do that. If you want to interlace your hands behind your back and bring them up and overhead, go ahead and do that. Or if you want to take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes, bending your elbows out to the side, please go ahead and do that. We're breathing for 3, 4, 2. Releasing what you have, finding that flat back, placing your left hand kind of in the center here, so right in between your 2 feet. Can you bring your right hand onto your sacrum? Right shoulder over top of your left. Hold here. Maybe your right arm reaches up towards the sky. Breathe. For 3, maybe you find a half bind here. For 2. And then look down, replace your left hand with your right. And then go ahead and bring that left hand onto your sacrum, left shoulder over right. If you want, left arm can reach up towards the sky. Stay on your sacrum, or you can find a half bind here. Breathe. 3. For 2. Now walk yourself over to the other side. When you're ready, finding that high lunge. So your right hip comes back, your left hip comes forward. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. On your exhale, can you interlace your hands behind your back? I forget which thumb was on top the last time, and I'm going to go with the way that feels uncomfortable. So squeeze. No, we're not doing that right now. We're bringing our hands into our heart center. Right hand comes onto your sacrum, left hand comes on to your back. Find that twist. If you want, your hands can come together in prayer, and you can hook your front elbow to the outside part of your thigh. You can open your book if you want to. Breathing here for 3, 4, 2. Wherever you are, using the strength of your core to reverse this lunge. Right hand comes back, left arm comes up and overhead. Breathe. For 2. Good. Arms both come up. Now on your exhale, you interlace your hands behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades in together. Reach them away from you. Lean forward. Go ahead and stay here, or hop your back leg forward until you find a warrior 3. So chest is parallel to the ground. Leg is parallel to the ground. You're breathing here for 3, for 2. Weight is in your right heel. Can you bend into your right knee? And as quietly as you can, and as controlled as you can, find your high lunge. On your exhale, hands come to the floor. Take your vinyasa or come in to your downward facing dog. We'll all meet in this downward facing dog and exhale all of the air out of your body. Take a good inhale here. Exhale it out of your mouth. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale it out of your mouth. Last one. To make it your biggest. Inhale. Exhale it out of your mouth. Bend your knees. Look to your hands. Step, walk, or hop forward to the front of your mat. On your inhale, find your flat back. On your exhale, fold. Root into your feet as you inhale your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center. When you're ready, take an inhale. On your exhale, find a chair. Knees are in together, feet are in together. So as our knees and our feet are in together and your weight is in your heels, can you bring your toes on towards the ground? And then on your next exhale, lift your heels high up off the ground. And then as slowly as you can, lower them. And then go ahead and lift. And as slow as you can, lower. Last one, go ahead and lift. Hold here, maybe. Maybe your hands come into your heart center as we lower, 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 as slowly as you can towards the ground. Once your bum is just slightly over top of your thigh, of your heels, maybe your arms come up in front of you, palms face down, and maybe you find a little bit of a bounce. Wherever you are, stop bouncing, allow your seat to rest on your heels, and as controlled as you can you bring your knees, as controlled as you can, this isn't very controlled for me, bring your knees toward the ground. Awesome. So we're gonna come into some camel fun. If that means you need to find padding or just kind of fold your mat a couple of times, go ahead and do that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come onto our knees, but we're gonna make sure that our heels, our toes are tucked under. We're gonna squeeze our bum, and we're gonna tilt our pelvis forward as we bring our arms up towards the sky. On your exhale, can you just bring your right hand down and maybe tap your right heel? And then inhale it up. Left hand comes down. Maybe it taps your left heel. And then bring it up. One more like that. So right hand taps your right. Keep your pelvis forward. Bring it up. Left hand taps your left. Bring it up. Keep doing that, or if you think this is easy, maybe your right hand twists and taps your left heel. Bring it up. Maybe your left hand twists and taps your right heel. Bring it up. One more like that, wherever you are doing, whatever feels good. Bring it up. And then the other side. And bring it up. Arms come up in front of you. Pretend you're holding a block. Toes are tucked under. Core is engaged. On your exhale, lean back. So we're not in a back bend, we're still in a straight back, and then come on forward. 2 more like that, lean back, maybe a little bit more. Come on forward. Last one, lean back. However back you want to lean, squeeze your bum. Maybe your hands come up and overhead. I shake like crazy when I do this. What's going on with you? I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. Breathe. For 2. Inhale it back up. Let's come on to our knees for just a second. Your feet can come onto either side, and I just kind of want to windshield wiper our knees from side to side. Or do whatever it is in your body that feels good for you. And then we're gonna find more camel fun. So when you're ready to, bring your knees back onto that cushy part of your mat. Your toes are tucked under, your heels are hip distance apart. Hands come where your denim pockets might be. Squeeze your shoulders, tuck your pelvis. Let's all bring our shoulders up and back as we begin to lean back. Chest is up. Listen for my voice, so notice if there's any strain in where you're going. If there is, hold where you are. If you want to find your ankles, go ahead and find your ankles. Notice how there was no change in my voice when I did that. So we're just breathing here and holding for 3, for 2. Now can you bring one hand into your denim pocket and then your other hand into your denim pocket. Let's go ahead and unravel our mats and find a tabletop position. Let's do some rounds of cat and cow here. So on your next inhale, seats up, belly's down, shoulder blades are rocked in. Exhale, find your cat pose. Coming into your cow. And then your cat. And one more. And your cat. Coming back to center. Let's go ahead and bring our feet over to one side and find a seat. Fingers look towards your seat. Windshield wiper that out from side to side. And then from here, let's find a nice bent knee seating position, leaning back. You bring your right leg up, and let's go ahead and find a figure 4 seated here. Good. Hold here if you want to. If you want to cradle your leg like a little baby, go ahead and do so. But if you want to find a double pigeon, go ahead and do so. If one knee is up in the air, maybe don't do this, like this. Maybe just stay in your figure 4. Or this can be done on your back as well, wherever you are. If you're in your fire lock pose, your double pigeon, maybe you inhale and lengthen, and exhale to fold forward. I'm just holding here, wherever we are. Finding our breath. For 2. And then on your next inhale, if you are down, slowly coming up. We'll all meet in this figure 4 wherever you are. Releasing that right leg and windshield wipering it out from side to side. And let's do the same thing with the other side. So let's lift our left leg. Cross it over our right. Holding here. Maybe holding it like a baby and rocking it from side to side. Or maybe coming into this double pigeon pose, if this feels good. Wherever you are, maybe if you're here, you're lengthening, and maybe you're coming down. Maybe we're slowing down our breath. For 3. That's 2. If you're folded forward, slowly coming up. Let's find that figure 4. Releasing it, and windshield wipering it out from side to side. So let's come onto our backs. Not the easy way, but the hard way. So let's go ahead and extend our legs nice and long. If you do want to bend your knees for a less challenging option, go ahead and do so. Yeah, when you're ready to, arms come out in front of you. And let's come down. I can't see you guys, so I don't know how slow or fast you guys are going down. Just make sure your shoulders are open so you're not kind of rounding, but your shoulders are opening. And you are coming down as slowly as you can. If you want to find pulses here, you can find pulses here. And when you're down, it doesn't have to be now, but whenever it is you are down on your mats, go ahead and let everything go. Placing one hand on your belly, one on your heart center, and closing your eyes. Just finding your breath here. thoughts creep into your mind, can you ask them to come back in just a few moments? Bringing your awareness back to your breath. Maybe back to any sensations that you're feeling in your body. When you're ready to, hands come down by your sides as your palms face down. Let's go ahead and bend our knees. And let's lift our right leg up towards the sky, kick out from your heel. Maybe finding this hamstring stretch here. Maybe, if you want to, walking your hands up your leg. And maybe, just maybe if that feels good, going ahead and straightening out your left leg. Finding your stretch. Breathing into it for 2. And 1. Go ahead and bring your right knee into your chest, maybe off to the side, close to your armpit. Breathing here for 3. 4, 2. And let's reach our left hand over top of our right knee. Can you slowly guide that knee over to the left? Maybe you extend your right arm over to the right, or make a cactus shape. Your gaze can look towards your right, and close your eyes. If you have the room to extend your right leg, you can go ahead and do that. Or find whatever twist feels good for you. Or breathing into it for 3. 4, 2. And then let's place that left hand back onto our right knee, come back to center. Allow that right foot to come onto the floor, bending into that left knee as well. Extending it up towards the sky. Maybe your hand finds your hamstrings. Maybe you reach it up, whatever feels good for you. Just notice if you're trying to kind of make your leg come up, that's okay. We're just trying to find a stretch in the back of our legs. So wherever your hands reach is cool, it's fine. Maybe you extend your right leg if you want to. You don't have to, or you can extend it whenever you want to. We're just breathing into it. Let's go ahead and bend into that left knee, interlacing your hands together, bringing that knee towards your left armpit. Finding a wind removing pose here on this side. Breathing into it. Your right hand cups your left knee. Let's go ahead and guide that knee over to the right. Your left arm can extend out to the side. Your gaze can look over to the left. We're breathing for a count of 3. For a count of 2. I feel like I was talking more on the other side, so let's just stay here for another 3. 2. Left hand or right hand reaches onto the left knee. Bring it back to center. Both feet find the mat. Bring your knees and your feet together to touch. Hands can rest on your hips. Let's open up those knees. Find a reclined butterfly pose. This is our last posture before your final Shavasana. So if this isn't the posture that you want to take, you can go ahead and take any posture you want. All you need to do is guide your knees back in together. For some, you might want to just kind of kick it out and let it all go. Or take whatever poses feel good for you. When you're ready to find your final Shavasana, go ahead and find a nice, comfortable shape that you can stay in for a few moments. Allowing your feet to relax. Allowing your back body to just melt into the floor. Allowing your thoughts to pass, asking them to come back in just 5 more minutes. And just relaxing your body from the tips of your toes all the way to the crown of your head. Shavasana. When you're ready to, and it doesn't have to be now, just go ahead and slowly start to deepen your breath. Waking your body up from the inside. 3 nice, strong, deep breaths. And when you're ready to wake your body up from the outside, you can start by moving your fingers and your toes. Maybe beginning to circle your wrists, windshield wipering your ankles. Maybe moving your chin to one shoulder and then the other. When you're ready for your big movements, maybe your arms come up and overhead. Maybe you stretch your toes out like you would in the morning, yawning, doing whatever you need to do, wiggling any other part of your body out. And letting that go when you're done. Bending your knees, rocking over to one side in the fetal position. And when you're ready to, slowly, slowly, slowly making your way up towards the seat. Keeping your eyes closed if you can, or heavy down towards the mat. Just keeping your focus inward for just a few more moments. Taking a moment, if you set an intention in the beginning of your practice, to come back to it. Repeating it back to yourself in your head 3 times. If you'd like to take it with you for the rest of your day, for the rest of the week, for the weekend, maybe you bring one palm into your heart center and then the other holding it close to your heart. When you're ready to, flipping your palms, bringing them into heart center, tilting your chin, thanking yourself for joining me today in your practice. Bowing down further and thanking your body for all of the hard work that it did. And maybe bowing down even further to thank the rest of your yogis that joined in the practice today for sharing your practice. And thanking my cats for not going in front of the phone at all. I thank you guys so much for letting me guide you through your practice today. Namaste.